Awesome. So we not only meet virtually, but we meet physically every quarter, and the last quarter of the year, we are going to have a dinner. We discuss diverse topics on personal development, and who knows, you might make your million from this session. We have testimonies, and I believe you're going to hear them on Power Monday because we've met mentors, mentees, and we have not been the same. I could tell you, 5 years down the line, we have not been the same. And the sessions are purely free. So we move with purpose. We are driven with passion and power, and we align with our actions, and we live our dreams each day. Today I have a poem titled, I Will Have Eyes. I will have eyes. I will have eyes that do not tire of seeing. When we have traumas, I will still see. When it is trembling, I will still have eyes that have courage. When the wind is throwing up storms, when there is no kindness that is being noticed, I will have eyes. I will have eyes that look beyond the walls, beyond the masks that we wear. I will find the pulse of truth and the silence between the words because I will have eyes that see. I will have eyes that catch the small fires of beauty and hold them so gently, like the embers cupped in their hands, so nights feel endless, so no shadows will feel alone because my eyes will see. I will have eyes beyond the windows. I will have eyes that bring the lanterns. I will have eyes that guide, that forgive and remember. So even in darkness, I will not lose my way because me, I will have eyes. I will have eyes that linger on to hope even when the skies are very heavy, the storm is coming, the rain is up, but I will have eyes of saying that the rains bring blessings. I will have eyes, eyes that see the broken, the pieces, and I will have eyes that will carve them together to bring up a masterpiece because you are not meant to be a piece bar, a masterpiece, because my eyes will see beyond the broken pieces. I will have eyes that will greet tomorrow because tomorrow is a better day. I will have eyes, eyes that have no fear, eyes that have no tear. I will have eyes wide enough to hold on, to hold for a shoulder, because my eyes will see beyond your eyes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lucita. Thank you so, so much. Thank you so much. That was such an awesome point. I think I should just sit with you one day and pick your mind of how you just come up with poems. So, guys, the speaker of the day, I have the privilege of introducing her, although I do not even like. You see how um, John the Baptist was supposed to baptize Jesus, and he was like, I cannot even fit in his sandals. How can I even baptize her? So I cannot even fit in the sandals of the lady that I'm going to introduce today. Let me tell you guys, I once had a meeting with her, and I had to go back to the drawing board and do everything afresh, everything afresh concerning my business. So, guys, our speaker today is none other than Our Lady Edna Onyach. She is a business strategist, BDS expert, and co-founder and CEO of Live Your Dream Enterprises Limited, LYD. LYD sponsors Power Monday, which supports owner-managed African entrepreneurs in building sustainable and profitable ventures. She is also co-founder and director at ICT Gurus East Africa Limited, supporting organizations improve their online presence. With over 15 years of experience, Edna has impacted over 1 million people through business development services, training, advisory, and consulting services for entrepreneurs and their support institutions in areas like strategy, leadership, market, and funding pathways. She partners with local, regional, and global ecosystem actors, delivering inclusive and scalable solutions. Edna is also the founder of the LYD Live Your Dream Women in Business platform and leads programs like Women in Digital Business and Cross-Border Trade, Market Intelligence, and E-commerce for scaling. Edna holds multiple certifications in digital presence, quality and performance improvement, credit skills development, and design thinking, among others. She holds an MBA in strategic management. Edna has expertise in vehicle and asset finance, payments, global markets operation, trade or deal structuring, and relationship management. Having worked with a multinational bank where she supported low to high volume clients across various sectors, besides winning an Sales Excellence Award. Now, ladies and gentlemen, kindly help me with emojis in the chat to welcome our Lady of the House, Edna.
Thank you very much, Lady Noel. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I can. Yes, we can hear you clearly.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. It's a good Monday and good morning and happy new week. My name is Edna, as Noel has mentioned. And thanks very much, Noel, for the introduction. Maybe just a disclaimer before we start. This is a very large topic, so we are just going to scratch the surface. There are a number of concepts, a number of terms that we may not be able to understand at this point in time. But the idea, I was asked to talk about how to start preparing for cross-border trade if we are not yet started. And if we are started, how to continue preparing for that. So I'll go straight to the presentation. But as I share my presentation, it would be interesting to hear what people think about cross-border. What is cross-border trade? You can just put on the chat your thoughts. What comes to your mind when you hear about cross-border? And maybe Noel will help us read some of them, or Antonia. Yes, so this is the topic, our topic of the day, unlocking cross-border opportunities, what it takes, and how to prepare for it. Probably it will be a bit fast so that we get some time to ask questions. And I'd like us to first look at the why. Why is cross-border important? And what is cross-border, by the way? Cross-border is not smuggling goods. I know I have had people who conduct their trade on cross-border basis. They sell in EAC market, East African market, or other markets, and they just send people, they send friends with their products. So that is smuggling. Cross-border, the one we are talking about is the legal one. We also have small business people who normally sit across the borders or near the borders and they trade with each other. It's really not formalized. And so that is not what we term cross-border in this case. So cross-border is the exchange of goods and services between buyers and sellers in different countries, regions, jurisdictions, markets. Some definitions speak about residents and non-residents, but the idea is about being able to transfer your goods and services across various jurisdictions or borders. And this comes with a lot of risk. It comes with a lot of opportunities because there is opportunity for growth, there is opportunity for diversification. But again, you don't know the person, you probably don't know the person you are selling to. You don't know whether your payment will come through. So it has a myriad of risks and also a ton of opportunities. So this is data as a 2023, and it's talking about inter-African trade value being at about 220 billion. This is actually dollars. And then we have exports. In 2023, there's what we export, like wheat, we export a number of things. We export machinery, equipment. So that is what we import in Kenya. And then what we export, probably tea, tropical fruits, coffee, and the rest. And you find that what we are importing is less than what we are exporting. Then it means we have a trade imbalance. We are paying more than what we are receiving. So there's an opportunity to up our game as a country or as countries within Africa. If you also look at 2023, we see that export to East African countries was around 305 billion. This is Kenya shillings. And most of this, over 45% was to Uganda. So which means Uganda is a very critical country to Kenya when it comes to trade. And then we also see that there was a drop around 6.9% in Q1 of 2025 this year. Compared to a similar period last year, there's a drop, which means there are uncertainties in the market. Maybe the demand has gone down, or maybe the income level for our international market consumers are going down. So that also tells us that there are also challenges and market dynamics when it comes to cross-border trade. Is not given that it will always grow. So what I'm going to talk about is key success factors. What is it that you need to think about or have in place before you start thinking cross-border? One is business formalization. This is not only about being able to register your sole proprietorship or limited liability or partnership. It's not about having a business permit. It's about more than that. Do you have other documentation that will be required, standard trade documentation that are required when you want to export your product to another country? Let's take an example, because East Africa, we do a lot of avocados to Netherlands, for example. So if you have your avocados, you want to take them to Netherlands, then it means there are other documentation that you may need to put in place. If your product is under the plant category, the animal products, if it is digital, then there are specific sector-related documentation that you also need to put in place. You also need to put in place your tax documentation. KRA needs to give you the documentation. It needs to guide you through how to name your product. So there's a concept called harmonized system, where the products that you sell internationally, they have a nomenclature that they use, a 6 to 10 digits number. And so many other documentations that may come depending on the sector that you are in or your product in. You also need to think about risk management and compliance. So risk is about how will you insure these products? How will you make payments? What if you are defrauded? Compliance is about, custom regulations and requirements. What are you going to do about tariffs? Have you researched your market? Do you know your customer preferences on the other side? Do you know whom your competitors are? And how are you going to mitigate any risk that is available as you trade your product cross-border? Market intelligence and entry strategies. So we've got information that you basically need to have in place, and you need to conduct some primary market research before you start doing your cross-border trade. Which markets will you sell to, and why will you choose those specific markets? What is the trend in those markets? Who else are they buying from? Assuming you are selling your tea to Uganda, for example, who else is selling to Uganda? What are the consumer preferences, as I already mentioned? What entry strategies are you going to use? Are you going to directly sell to that market, or are you going to use partnerships? Are you going to use e-commerce as an entry strategy to that market? Are you going to use agents or distributors? Will it be a B2C, a business kind of model, or will it be a B2B, business to business? If you want to do a business to customer, does it mean you have access to these customers, or you are going to sell to a Naivas on the other side, as in a big distributor who can sell to the end clients? So you have to think about all that. Organizations and ecosystem support. Which organizations are going to support you in this journey? They are accelerators. These are entrepreneur support organizations like Live Your Dream Enterprises Limited. We also have organizations that are government agencies that will support you in this, such as KRA, such as Kenya National Chamber of Commerce. This is a private organization. And so many of them, International Trade Center, we have got Africa, Exim Bank, we have development organizations, we have got banks, local banks and commercial institutions that support trade. So who is it that you are going to be partnering with to help you even package yourself to start cross-border? The other is logistics and infrastructure. We have got different modes of transport when it comes to transporting your products. Is it going to be through air, through sea, through road? So you will be thinking about DHL and the rest, those logistic companies. You'll be thinking about the infrastructure you are going to be using for payments and even for delivering your products to the end client. We have got ports. It doesn't mean that you'll just get your product to Mombasa, for example, if they are going to the rest of the world. How are they going to move from where you are before they even reach the port? What about, warehousing? When your product reaches the other side, how will you keep that product? Maybe it is a perishable product, like the avocado in this case. Financing and payment solutions. Which gateways are you going to use? Are you going to use the trusted ones, the verified ones like the PayPal, Flutterwave, or you are going to use something that people don't even know? How are you going to finance this? Who will finance you? Do you have partnership with commercial banks who are going to give you money? Because probably you'll try with the one container of avocado, and then the other time your potential customer or customers ask you for 5 of them. Are you going to be able to have money to finance such? And what kind of financial instruments will you be using to do that? Technology and digital readiness. If you are using e-commerce as an entry strategy, for example, are you going to be using digital presence, e-commerce? What kind of protection or basic things do you need to put in place if you are using, for example, digital readiness? Do you have SSL certificates, the secure, whatever the technology people will tell us about? Do you have maybe trust seals? Today, even Kenya National Chamber of Commerce provides trust seals to build trust with your clients across the globe. What about sustainability and ESG considerations? ESG is environment, social, and governance. And this is very critical today because research shows that consumers under the age of 35 years, around 65 to 70% of them today buy brands based on their ethical practices. So if your brand is not thinking of how you are sourcing for your products, about corruption, about tax, about the rights of the people you are employing, and so many other things, then you may not stand a chance. So what are the sustainability and ESG considerations that you'll be able to put in place? What about culture and relationships? How are you going to navigate different cultures, even when you are negotiating your contracts? because people speak different languages. There are people who, maybe an example, time is money. So everything needs to be done in a record time. For others, you have to build relationship first. You have to know each other first. So you see, if you try to maybe rush a conversation around contracting, then somebody may see you as aggressive and they may shy away. On the other side, if time is money for you and you want to close everything very fast, then it means you risk building a very good relationship, and somebody may see you as not a very good potential partner. So there are a number of things that we need to put in place. Those are just high level. And then the other thing I'd like us to talk about is the journey. How should the journey look like for you? So conduct an audit readiness assessment for your business. Do you have you registered your business? Are you compliant? You want to maybe do eggs to Uganda, those are animal products, then it means there are specific certifications or documents that you may need to have. Have you started reaching out to the compliance authorities to be able to help you? Do you have financing, and what kind of funding will you be able to use? Today, local banks give a number of non-traditional products or in financial instruments that you can actually use that can also help you to hedge or protect yourself from risks such as foreign exchange currency loss, because maybe today you are selling to UK, the euro GBP is doing very well, and then after some time it comes down and you lose because your margin is swept away and all that. So which market are you going to, which product are you going to be using, and why that market and not the other market? What are the tariffs that are there? And remember, we have a lot of potential because we also have a number of regional blocks in Africa, so to speak, or the world. Regional blocks are, so we have got preferential treatment from other countries or from other markets or from other regions. Our country will enter into an agreement with another country, and they come up with preferential ways of trading with each other, which means they may reduce some of the costs like tariffs and duties. And we have so many of them. And if you know a number of them, you can also share. We have ECOWAS, we have AGOA, we have COMESA, we have Africa Continental Free Trade Area, which is now a big thing in Africa. We have got, there are so many of them there. And we are saying the market is huge and we need to prepare. Then develop an export trust strategy. Who are going to be your partners in this journey? What products are you going to start with, and which market are you starting with? If you're in Kenya, are you starting with the EAC, or you want to go straight to Africa, Continental Free Trade Area, the one that brings together around 54 countries? You do want to try COMESA first. There are also other countries like SADC. We have tripartite, which brings together the COMESA, AGOA, not AGOA, EAC, COMESA, and SADC, I think so, the Southern African trading bloc. So have a very clear strategy on who is going to help you, if it is about capacity development, if it is about financing, if it's about being able to package your product better in terms of compliance, then who will help you? Then build capacity of your team. Enable them to go through trainings in compliance, trainings in digital market readiness, trainings in e-commerce, trainings in these certifications, and then leverage networks. There are so many networks around today. In Kenya, we have a number of them. We have ecosystem support that is very strong. We have organizations that are supporting cross-border trade, and some of them are actually offering even free services to entrepreneurs. Then start small, scale strategically. You can start with the EAC market, for example. Just start with Tanzania, sell your soap there, and then after you grow, you can expand to other regions or other markets. You can also partner with Live Your Dream, who will be able to help you, or Yeah, in partnership, we can help you scale. Now, there are a number of organizations that support cross-border trade. These are just a few of them. We have Keproba. Keproba does promotion, it does branding. So if you have products made in Kenya, like the leather products, we also have critical value chains that we need to be considering when we are in a cross-border, like the apparel, textile, beverages, whether alcoholic or non-alcoholic, animal products, manufactured stuff, wood products. There are so many promising value chains. Keproba will be able to support you to package yourself better. If you have products made in Kenya, you can have the made in Kenya, that brand. And they also help you with markets across, and they link you, they provide linkages as well. Kenya Revenue Authority will help you with compliance. We have got the import standardization mark. So if you are importing any product, you have to go to KRA and get that. If you are in Tanzania, Uganda, then they also have their various revenue authorities. They also give you the PIN for your business. They give you the tax compliance certificate that you also need to enter into trade agreements, to negotiate with other potential your partners or clients across the borders. Kenya Bureau of Standards will help you the import standardization mark. They can also help you with the standard, the standardization mark for locally made products, which is necessary requirement if you're going to consider cross-border. We have Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Service, KEFIS. If you're dealing with plant product, seeds, grains, plants, related stuff, then you need to get certification from them. They also help you with, trade and investment related support. Kenya Investment Authority will help you facilitate trade. They bring investors around, and they help you even with the negotiation and a number of services. Chambers of Commerce, you don't have to pay a lot of money to join. You can join local chapters. Like in Kenya, we have got local chapters which you can join with at around 10,000 shillings annually, and they help you with a lot of linkages. Every week, I get emails, like 2 or 3 emails telling me, oh, this embassy is organizing this kind of a platform where you are going to meet people from business associates from, I don't know which place, which chamber of commerce around the world. And if you are interested, you can always join such initiatives. There's also the regional ones, like the EAC, like the COMESA, like the AFTA, East Africa Business Council. International Trade Center actually helps you with capacity development as well. They help you with market intelligence tools. We have a number of sites where you can actually access information to get to understand what is happening with regards to your product, who is buying, who else is supplying the country you'd like to sell to, what's the trend like, what are the requirements, what are the conditions. So they have such tools that you can use, and they also offer free trainings. There's UNCTAD, there's World Trade Organization, Africa Exim Bank, the Africa Development Bank, commercial banks and private institutions, and so many others. We also have the EPZA, the one that deals with the EPZ. So if you are in AGOA, for example, and AGOA, you are doing apparels to US, and this is the organization that is going to help you with your exports. So what do you need to do? This is more or less like your action plan. Engage with organizations supporting trade. There are a number of them. You can pick 2 or just one and start with that. Invest in compliance, invest in training, invest in partnerships. You can reach out to us. We'll be able to guide you and handhold you. Position your business for regional and global growth. You can always start small and seek help. You don't need to know everything, but you have people who can always support you. So this is a highlight I'm just sharing because this is something that happened recently, and this is Intra-Africa Trade Fair. This happened between 4th and 10th September in Algeria. This was sponsored by Africa Exim Bank, and we are proud to say that Within our community, we are aware of 2 entrepreneurs who are able to travel to Algeria and exhibit their products there. They had over 2,000 exhibitors, and they're estimating that around 48, in excess of $48 billion is the value of the deals that were closed during that conference or the trade fair that was happening recently. So how is it that we have people who can actually take advantage of these opportunities? They didn't pay, they got fully sponsored, they took their products there and they were able to exhibit their products and come back. We are yet to get to know what their journey was like or the kind of partnerships they were able to make there. Yeah, but what we are trying to say is we have got also training opportunities that are coming up in digital presence and e-commerce. When I mentioned these 2 ladies, one of them is in apparel and the other is in home decor. And both of them have actually gone through our programs. One has gone through both of these, an entrepreneur, digital presence, and e-commerce training, and she's also a TOT. So we also do certification for these entrepreneurs. The other one also just finished her certification as a certified trainer with us recently. So at this point in time, I think we can have questions.
I call upon Antonia to help us with the question and answers section.
Edna.
Yes, Melvin, good to see you.
Good to see you here this morning. What I'd like to ask you is, it is very difficult for people in West Africa, a country like Sierra Leone, to pay you in Nairobi, Kenya, without converting their currency into US dollars, sending it to you over here. And yet we were told that there's something called a Pan-African something, a platform for exchanging currencies very easily. What is going on?
Thank you very much, Dr. Melvin. Yes, payments is one of the thorn in the flesh when it comes to cross-border trade. There is infrastructure, there is compliance, there is tariff barriers, non-tariff barriers, but payment remains a critical challenge because we lose a lot in Africa in currency exchange. There is PAPS, they call it PAPS, PAPS, is a payment system that is meant to help us as Africans trade with each other. An example of what Safaricom does to us locally or within ESC. But the adoption has not been that good. It still has its own challenges. One of the conversations that was very prominent during the Intra-Africa Trade Fair was actually about that. And because this is a new thing, Africa Continental Free Trade Area is a new thing. I think we'll definitely have to go through, those challenges before we can actually have a stable payment platform. In the meantime, what I can say is that I don't know if we have an expert in payment systems and gateways, but what I can say is we can mitigate that through going for non-traditional financial instruments. If you engage your financial institution, there are a number of hedging solutions that they normally have that also support trade. So if let's say you are exporting tea, and the dollar, today you are exporting tea, you are going to be paid in the next 2 months, and the dollar rate is 129. And in the next 2 months, when you are supposed to be paid, the dollar rate is 120. Now you've just lost 9 shillings per dollar. But if you engage your financial institution, they can provide solutions. Is more or less like an insurance that helps you to hedge that financial currency loss. They have products they call options, they call like derivatives, options, forwards, swaps. You can actually tell your bank, now what I need is Kenya shillings, but I've just been paid dollars. Can you take these dollars? And because I'll need dollars in the next 5 months, you give me back the dollars, and they still hedge so that if you in your budgeting or in what you are trying to project, you want to work with at a bare minimum, the dollar should not be below 125. Then they'll give you that 125. If anything happens, you still get your 125 Kenya shillings per dollar, or you even get 130 if it goes to 130. So there are a number of solutions that we can still use to mitigate this in the meantime, but we'll have teething problems, but it's something that the authorities and the organizations that are supporting cross-border trade are really working on to make sure that trade is seamless. Even in South Africa, you can't just sell to somebody and bring, the rands to Kenya. Same to Ethiopia. We still have even employees who are there and they can't just bring back their money easily. I have a friend who was telling me she has a relative in, is it Liberia? And she was telling me she actually manages the relatives' finances locally here in Kenya. So those are teething problems, but I think we can do what we can do. Whatever we are not able to do, let's see ways to mitigate.
Thank you so much, Edna, and good morning to everyone on Power Monday. I can see a question from Gilasis. It says, good morning, Edna. Thank you very much for your presentation. We learn more on the side of product across borders. How about an individual HR consultant like me who wants to enter the East African market to provide HR services? What do you see as the major challenges specific to cross-border services? Is Alex from Uganda.
Yeah, thank you very much, Alex. That's a very good question. That's a service, and is a service provided on cross-border basis. So what you may need to think about is formalization first. Are you registered locally in your country, in Uganda? Do you have compliance documents when it comes to your tax records? Are you tax compliant? After that, then you'll want to think about the challenges the other person on the other side may have transacting with you. And most of it normally is about trust. How will they trust you that you are going to deliver? So I have an organization and I am based in Germany, and I'd like you to provide training to my organization, maybe it's on leadership. How sure am I that you are going to deliver? So you need to think about what is it that the bare minimum on the other side. Let's say, for example, if it is Europe, there is the Data Protection Act that is very, very critical for them, the GDPR. What we have data protection and act here locally. So you have to be compliant to theirs legally so that they know you are not going to interfere with the data of the people on the other side. You will not use them maliciously. You'll protect their data. You will not commercialize and all that. You'll also need to have a secure SSL. You'll need to find out if in your sector there is maybe some certifications that you have to have in place. I know for HRs, there's this normally a certification or an upgrade program that some points that you people get to have. So also get to understand in the market where you are selling, what are the bare minimum for them? If they have to interact to engage somebody in HR, what is the bare minimum locally in that market? and what is it then that you have to comply with, additional certifications that you may need to have. You need to think about cybersecurity and fraud. How will you ensure that they are protected as your client, and you are also protected? Your payment is protected. So it's largely about what their requirements are, and how you are going to prepare yourself so that you are able to meet their specific criteria. Yeah. Antonia, are you muted?
Sorry. I think I was responding while muted. I think this one is a comment, if not a question. Yes, it's a question from Fidel. What can you say about importation business? And maybe if I can combine it with another one from Gladys, please give idea how to get into value chain. I don't have much resources to do container of avocados, no registered office, but I have interest and time to venture into the trade. So you can handle the importation and also about the much resources to do container of avocado with no registered office.
Thank you very much. So maybe we can start with lack of resources and the value chains. There are a number of value chains that we can actually explore or exploit. We don't only have to sell avocados or sell tea or sell, tropical fruits or cut flowers like for Kenyans. There are a number of value chains that are promising. As I mentioned earlier, we have got the textile and apparel, we have leather, we have got wood products, we have got motor vehicles and parts, we have got pharmaceutical products, we have got manufacturing. So what is critical, and a number of others. What is critical is value addition. Are you in value addition? Agriculture as a primary level of business may not give much because you have so many other risks, perishability of your goods and stuff like that. But if you can do value addition, instead of just doing the, banana, the plantain, are you able to do like the crisps, the dried one? That gives you an edge compared to somebody who's just in banana plantations. On resources, you can start small. There are many organizations, as I mentioned. Live Your Dream will support you. There are several other organizations that will support you with capacity development as well. You can go online and start learning and preparing yourself. Like I mentioned, International Trade Center, they have got courses that you can actually take in modular form and start upskilling. You can start a relationship with your bank. You can reach out to your family and friends to give you money. There are a number of ways of killing a rat. Maybe when you just decide, I want to start, then help will come your way. So that's what I can say about resources. On the importation, yes, I mentioned that we actually do import much more than we export, which means there's a lot of opportunity for imports as well. So the same thing, you just turn the tables. If you want to import, then you have to identify what product are you going to import and why are you settling on that product. Is it a product that is already is so much available in Kenya? We for example, we have second-hand clothes is a very good business. Do you want to do the same second-hand clothes? You bring them, or do you want to bring ready-made stuff from China? So just turn the tables and ask yourself, the person I'm going to be dealing with, are they registered? Are they compliant? What if they defraud me? How I'm going to protect? How will I protect myself? Will I pay them upfront, or will we get into an agreement where they have to give me products first before I am able to pay them? And will they agree to that? And if they're not able to agree to that, then can we have a financial institution? This is where now banks will come in, like with instruments like letters of credit, where you can tell your exporter, I will give you a letter of credit from my bank. Is an irrevocable undertaking by my bank that they will pay your bank once the goods reach me. So it's still about compliance, is about the partnerships, is about the networks. How are you going to find these people? You have to be part of a platform or a trade promotion agency that can expose you to these people, expose you to the risk that people go through. I know a number of people who've actually, their businesses have come down because the first time you have somebody, they look like they're trustworthy, and you export your products and you are paid, and the second time you are defrauded. They tell you, now give me twice what you gave me, and they disappear. So are you the person who is going to be seen by the other person on the other side as a risk, and how are you going to mitigate that? So it's still the same thing you need to take care of, but just turn the tables around.
Thank you, Edna, for tackling that so well. Maybe we can tackle the next 3 questions, and then we close it by the next 3 minutes. And June is thanking you for shedding light on many issues. Then the other question, I think I'll tackle the 2 of them because they're on sustainability. One of them is from Teresa. Good morning. Where do you see the business of sustainability heading in the region, keeping in mind the ongoing geopolitics of Trump on climate, etc.? Then the other one is from Melvin, Dr. Melvin. I like the list of organizations that support cross-border trade. However, some seem to be merely after subscriptions with little in the way of support. I have in mind KNCCI and KEPSA for starters. KRA, by definition, have their own revenue-generating interests. Is it a better idea to go through BDOs? You'll tell us what BDOs means, like live your dream. Oh yeah, live your dream before becoming a member. Yes, I think it's business. Uh, business service providers, if I'm not wrong. And then that one, the first one is about sustainability. Then this one is talking about the organization that can support you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Antonia, those are very long questions. So let me start with Dr. Melvin's question on the organizations. They are very critical organizations. Some of them we can't do without them, like KRA. There's something called a concept called certificate of origin. If we have a preferential treatment with another market or another country, for you as an exporter to have access to those preferential terms, then you have to have some documentation in place. For example, if you are going to sell your apparel to the US market, then you have to have KRA give you a certificate of origin. It is a certificate that shows the economic nationality of your product, that the product is actually from Kenya. So there's no way you are going to run away from like KRA, because you will not get your certificate of origin unless you get it from KRA. And KRA will issue certificate of origins for all of the trading blocks or markets where we have preferential terms. On the other side, Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry will be the one to give you a certificate of origin where we don't have a preferential term. So let's say you want to take your tea to Brazil and we don't have any preferential terms with them there. Then you have to go to Kenya National Chamber of Commerce to give you the certificate of origin, because the customs authorities will not accept your product if there are some basic documents that are missing. So yes, they may not look like they are very supportive, but we are tied to them. We have to create a relationship. We have to see a way to work together with them. And as I mentioned, there are also organizations that other entrepreneur support organizations, not necessarily accelerators or incubators or entrepreneur consulting organizations. like development organizations. So like GIZ will sponsor programs where entrepreneurs are trained. And this is how we were able to train in May, Nyamira County and, Homa Bay County entrepreneurs on cross-border trade and how they can leverage that. So for organizations, yeah, just find which ones you can work better with, but there are those ones that are mandatory. You can't run away from them. The other question was around, Antonia.
Sustainability. Yeah, sustainability.
Oh, sustainability. I mentioned that the research has shown that around 70% of people under the age of 35 today, they buy based on your ethical practices. They buy your brand based on the fact that they know you are providing employment, so that is social under the ESG. You are not mistreating your employees. When they need a leave or a woman is expectant, has gotten a baby, you'll give them a leave. You treat them well. You provide, diversity and inclusion initiatives. That's why they will buy. If you think about governance, you pay your tax. You don't run away from tax, or you don't smuggle your goods. So how is your business actually governed will determine whether people are going to be buying from you or not. And on the environment, yes, we have got the Western ideologies, which I may not want to talk about, but the fact is that if we don't take good care of our environment, then we risk depleting the resources that we have. An example is Kenya banned the use of plastics, and it's a good thing. Why? Because plastics are made from oil, and oil is a resource that can be depleted. So if we say we are not going to ban plastics, then it means we will deplete oil. It means our rivers will still continue to have a number of plastics. Even the fish we are eating, the water we are drinking will be contaminated with these plastics. So it has got advantages. We think about deforestation as something that we should never think about. If we are in, maybe, let's say we are making chairs and we have to cut trees to make chairs and the furniture, then we need to think about how can we maybe plant bamboos and make chairs in a sustainable way. So sustainability is here to stay, and partners will come to you because your business is sustainable, your business is supporting, I don't want to say climate adaptation stuff, but your business is actually real to the fact that there are those challenges and taking initiatives to mitigate such challenges and make sure that the way we are building our business is ethical in terms of social, environment, and governance. So sustainability is here to stay, and the sustainability is good for entrepreneurs as well because it gives you the long-term way of doing your business. You can't deplete your resources. Your clients will always be there because you have a natural way of giving back to nature as well. You don't just take, you also give back. That is what I can say, Antonia.
Okay, thank you so much. For the interest of time, I would like us to close and then we can come back to handle the three questions from Kefa, Shiro, and Jacqueline. I trust you'll give us your few more minutes just to handle those three questions remaining. Back to you, our moderator.
Okay, thank you so much. That was such a rich session. I call upon Dr. Melvin Lima to give us the vote of thanks. And then after that, Antonia, you will go ahead with the admin. After the admin, the floor will be open.
So in the meantime, let me just mention that a good step in understanding and moving to cross-border is to be online and learn how to work yourself online. We are starting the third cohort of training of trainers, which will be starting on the 3rd of October. And I've shared a link there. You can reach out. You can reach out and learn more. We will be having a session, an information session this coming Friday, next week on Monday. Dr. Melvin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. You can hear
You're
me.
still working on the technical term. There is a term in.
Right. While OPP is sorting out his technical issues, let me revert to my job, which is to say a big thank you to the over 91 people who attended this very important talk today. I myself had to be here because cross-border trade is very dear to my heart and the hearts of all of us who are here in the room. We've been privileged to have this particular session, which is organized every Monday by ICT gurus, Live Your Dream and Power Monday. And we can't thank Power Monday enough for being so generous with sharing knowledge with all of us. Finally, I want to really thank our presenter today. Edna stands head and shoulders above every trainer I've met in my short life, OPP. She is knowledgeable. She comes down to the level of her student. Somebody like me who can't even get my computer video sorted out, she will come down to my level and explain things like certificate of origin so clearly that I'm leaving here like most of us. In fact, all of us, we are leaving here rich in the knowledge that will take us across our borders. And for that, Edna, we want to thank you very much. And now it's my great pleasure as well, finally, to hand over back to Sonia and her team behind the scenes, who include Lady Noel. Back to you, Antonia.
Thank you so much, Daktari. I also to take over the admin, and a lot of information has already been shared on the chat session about what's coming up for Power Monday. This is an event that you don't want to miss. It's happening on the 31st of October. It will be a dinner, and that's how we are closing the year. And by the way, for those who are asking, it doesn't mean once you do the dinner, we stop doing Power Mondays. We will continue doing Power Mondays until the last part of the Christmas holiday. That is when we break. When Kenya has a holiday, that is when we break. And you know the times when the long holiday happens. So after the dinner, we'll still come back here and continue doing our Monday sessions until we get to the official holiday. Even if schools will be closed, we'll still continue doing it until that last week of December and the first week of January. So we only have 19 people who have registered so far. And that is like 10% of the people we have in Power Monday. And like our chairman mentioned, we have a capacity of 100 people.